So I went into the season not really thinking there was going to be anything amazing or even really all that good, except for one show. But then I ended up being pretty surprised by how this season turned out, with Rent-A-Girlfriend, Decadence, and Re:Zero, which is the main topic of this video. All of these shows surprised me in a lot of ways, and I love that because with the lack of anime this year, we really need quality of the shows to go up, and I'm glad that this season has provided that. When I started Re:Zero Season 2, I thought that it was just going to be more of the same thing that we got in Season 1, and that was definitely not the case. In this season, Subaru was facing a whole new issue than anything I could have predicted. Spoilers up ahead for those who might not have watched Season 2 yet. The start of the season picks up directly after the end of Season 1, but after defeating the whale, they get attacked by witch cults, and Rem and Krush both get seriously messed up, and Rem gets basically erased from existence except for in Subaru's mind. And Krush ends up losing her memory, and because of these events, Subaru is forced to find a way to help them because he owes them so much, and because of his searching, he ends up going to this place called the Sanctuary, where Subaru has to face these trials in order to help everyone get out of the Sanctuary, and they're about overcoming the hardships that come from your past. Now, I said that Subaru was taking these trials, but in reality, it's Emilia who's taking these trials, while Subaru is going around trying to find other ways to help. And he fails constantly as per usual with Re:Zero, but this time he's not only trying to solve one crisis at a time, right now he's dealing with two at the same time. And so he keeps struggling to figure out what to do, and when he tries to fix one problem, he ends up making mistakes and failing, and when he tries to take care of both problems, he fails. But there's one place where he has succeeded, and that is getting information from this new character, Echidna. She tells Subaru basically everything he needs to know, but in a roundabout way of showing her greedy personality. Echidna is one of the witch cultists, the Witch of Greed. She is extremely intelligent and basically knows everything. She even seems to know that Subaru can come back to life every single time he dies. And when we first see her, she put Subaru through the first trial, and he faces his past and overcomes it. After we learn that Subaru himself might be one of the witch cultists, which is super interesting. That point actually comes back later when Subaru is trying to tell Garfield and Ryuzu about wanting to take the trials himself, and they suspect him to be a witch cultist and kidnap him and barely keep him alive for a few days until he is found by Otto, and they escape. After this, Subaru talks to Echidna again, and it is there that she reveals that she knows something is up with Subaru. She doesn't know for sure that he can come back to life from the dead, but she suspects something probably because of her vast knowledge. She also shows her personality a little bit when she's known as the Witch of Greed and wanting to have all the knowledge in the world, but when she sees Subaru in complete despair, she actually does want to help him, but she also wants the knowledge that he has, so she's greedy but also kind at the same time, which is kind of cool actually. She's actually the best new character this season, just purely by how interesting she is, like how she is trapped in the Sanctuary, or how does she know about Subaru's ability. It's all super interesting, and I hope that in the future we get all this stuff answered. The despair and desperation Subaru feels throughout the course of the season is great. Not for him, but for the story. It feels very real, and it feels like he is really trying his absolute best, but to no avail. And we can see just how much of a toll it has taken on him. But yet, he keeps getting back up and trying again, despite the numerous failures. I think Subaru is extremely strong, not physically or anything, but mentally speaking, his resolve to save his friends is so strong that no matter what fucked up situation he finds himself in, he keeps getting back up and trying again until he succeeds, which just takes tremendous strength despite the fact that he feels like he is weak and can't do anything for anyone. The music in Re:Zero is great. It really allows us to feel the emotions of the characters extremely well, like the despair of Subaru. The emotions of the music is some of the best parts of anime, because music is a catalyst for emotion. If a song is good enough, you should be able to picture a scene in your head when listening to music, and I think that Re:Zero's soundtrack is really good at doing that. Can I just talk about the emotions of the characters for a second? The characters all have complex emotions this season, and I love to see the different dynamics between the characters because of it. Emilia feels helpless and depressed because she can't pass the trial, or even Garfield, you can really see his anger towards his sister and how he really wants to help Emilia pass the trial. And I like his character because of that. I actually love how they're not solely focusing on Subaru this season and are really letting the side characters shine during the season arc. Re:Zero Season 1 was already really good, but I felt like it was missing something, and that's why I wasn't too hyped about Season 2. But Season 2 is just way better so far. The characters have already grown a lot more than in the first season, and the setting is better. The Sanctuary is a super interesting place, and I love how the new characters have affected Subaru, and not just helped him out. Like, he literally got kidnapped in a recent episode. There are roadblocks that he needs to overcome, and it's a lot harder than it ever has been before. And I just absolutely love that. So if you haven't actually watched Re:Zero, then please do so, because it's really good, and only keeps getting better.